Good morning, people of YouTube and my fellow subscribers. This is Lord Holland 4293, and today we are bringing you how to perform in Tier 6. Now, usually, you know how in the past we've been doing Tier 6s, has just been gameplay and score. Well, we're going to do things a little bit differently now. As we're standardizing, as here at Operations, we're standardizing our process. So ideally, our captains want to have at least 10 points, but some will have less. But we're trying to tailor it for newer players who are trying to get into the game and have just made it to Tier 6 in Operations. So we're starting with the crown jewel of Tier 6 cruisers. Budionny. Budionny is just phenomenal. So she gets a standard economic boost if you purchase it. 10% to credit, 60% to ship XP, 75 for commander XP, 100 for free XP. But what really sets Budionny apart are these big gun, or her little guns here. Now we'll get to those. But let's look at our armor first. 16 millimeter in the bow, 155 belt armor, plating on the side, 16, 25 on her deck, and then 16 on the stern. Now, this is overmatchable by most battleships you will face, because since it's Tier 6, it goes up to Tier 8, and most battleships you do face a tier in the Operations are at least 14-inch guns and above. So, Fuso, Congo are literally the lowest that you'll face. But so you won't be tanking anything in this ship. So we're going to show you how to play it as a bottom tier, and just to, because you're more of a damage farmer in this ship. Now let's get to our guns, because that's where she really sets. But let's look at her survivability first. So we are fully maxed out on Budionny here. Fully maxed out. So you're looking at a fully upgraded Budionny at 30,800. Artillery is where we set her apart. So with gun feeder, she has a 4.8, so 5-second switch time of AP to HE, and an 8-second reload to her AP, or HE. 8-second reload in general, 4.8, or 5 seconds for switching times, 2200 max HE damage. So that's probably never going to happen. You're never going to get that max damage. You're just going to get chunk damage on your HE. Her AP, though, you will get max damage on that, since she does have really good AP. And on certain ops, you will be facing cruisers that you can citadel. So 3300 for her AP damage, but the shell velocity at 950, that's pretty good. Range 16.6. She does get a spotter point, so that will go up. So don't fret. But definitely for consumables, you definitely want to be running Hydro. You could run Def AA if you're going to do like randoms, but honestly, run Hydroacoustic Search. That's literally the bread and butter. Torpedoes, 4 kilometers, 65 knots, around 14,000 damage. These are suicide torps. Don't use them unless you want to die. So just use your guns. AA, nothing really spectacular. You're going to be struggling to shoot things down on some maps, but she's not bad. Now, for maneuverability-wise, she does 35 knots, turning circle 820, so she is a little big cruiser, so you have to pre-plan things out. Now, I do run the rudder module on this ship to get it down to about 7 seconds, so without it, it's going to be a lot higher, but this is how you want to run her. Main armaments, damage control 1, aiming systems absolutely, and then steering gears. Now you could choose, if you're not a good player and you worry about fires, you can run your damage control 2. If you know you're going to be stopping a lot, you can run propulsion. But for an experienced player that just wants to have fun at Tier 6, I would run propulsion or steering gears personally. But the number 4 slot really depends on how good your skill level is. Now for concealment, without concealment on the ship, it's 12.8, so about 13 kilometers. With that skill on, she does about 11 points. So there is a considerable difference. So you're looking at about a 5-kilometer range for stealth firing. Without it, you're looking at about a 4-kilometer range. Not much, but it's still pretty good. So let's get into the replay version of it, and we'll show you how to really do a Badioni, shall we? Good morning, everyone. This is your operations guru, Lord Holland, and today we have the first installment of how to play operations. Now, I will be doing, how-to operations for every operation, of course, but, I'm going to start with some of the ones that, are the hardest to do. I've been posting a lot of things on the forums trying to get what people want. So I will be doing a, guide on raptor rescue spawns. I hope to have that out sometime soon. And then people want to know how to get more Aegis stars, because Aegis is a really hard one. Usually you get 3 stars now. I can show you a way to at least get a permanent 4 stars. 5 stars, even I struggle. But today we're gonna see how to do a proper 4-star killer well. And I'm in a Badioni. I have teammates being Bismarck, Leon, Cleveland, Hipper, Geomacry, and a Gallant. Now, I'll be covering where to go and how to get the best positions on. So I always go through the southern channel anymore. Unless I'm at the very top where like the Macri and the Hipper are, then I'll go to the north. But I'm always going through the south anymore. Cleveland just kind of bowls straight in there, doesn't really pay attention, even though he could have slowed down. And you can see he's not even, he just now changes after I realize I don't know what this Cleveland guy's doing, honestly. Nightmare Cat, I don't know what he's doing. And you'll see him do something that really is incredibly stupid. Now, I know on this channel I don't like the badmouth players, but for this guide, I'm gonna have to. Now, these will only be like 7 videos. Now, they'll have both me criticizing and complimenting players, because these will be the creme de la creme of how to do these ops. And, I'm gonna have the badmouth players if they do really bad stuff, if it shows up. Now, I load AP, because Badioni has amazing AP. Amazing AP. Like, it has really good AP. Let me turn that up so you can at least hear it. Yeah, Badioni has amazing AP. I consider Badioni to be the king of tier 6 cruisers. The queen being the Lagarisia. Cleveland used to be the king, but it's at tier 8 now. So the king and queen are Badioni and Lagarisia. And in this position, I pop my spotter so I can see where the Baron and the DD are, and I get into a position where I can use cover at islands. And this is where you kind of want to be, because it allows you to combat the Gade and fire on the Nuremberg.
Spotter destroyed.
Now you saw our Gallant shoot Torps and everything. Now we'll bring up alt. They are hammering the Gade though. And the Gallant does, with a single fire Torps, does get the Gade. So kudos to Mr. Pavlovian Murder Zombie. Great job on that. And our Macri picks up the Nuremberg. Now our DDs do an amazing job in this match. Amazing job. And playing a DD anymore in operations is hard. To find a really good player that knows what they're doing, harder. Now you did just see how our Cleveland just kind of balls straight, went into there, and he lost like half his health. That's a big no-no in a cruiser. Big no-no. You don't go balls in deep like that in a cruiser. You don't even want to do it in a battleship. You want to let this whole side come to you. And then your northern side where the Hipper and the Macri and the Bismarck push in. They're the ones that are pushing, then you can push in, because on this position you never go past that island at H 5-6, that big island right there where the Nuremberg's passing. You never go past that island. If you go past that island in a battleship, it's going to be hard to get out. You can do it if you have a very fast battleship, like say a Champagne, a Gascon, you know, undetected Flander. Flander's pretty fast, you could do it that way. But you need a fast battleship to go in and out. Odin has to be a fast battleship that at least does 33 knots. And you see some Gallant Torps going by. This guy's doing a really good job. Now this is a prime position. Now you can use where I'm at for a Massachusetts, a cruiser like the Line-Budyonny and a Nakatsuki. Any DD will work really good here because you can just shoot over this rock and most will be undetected. Well, if the Baron wasn't there, you'd be undetected. I don't have to worry about him much because the Leon's there. Now, the Leon is another player that's going to get some, I'd hate to say, I don't like to use this word, but we're going to say dishonorable mention, Night Snake here. You'll see him just kind of, he's going to get hammered from these battleships, and you'll see him just kind of not doing much. Now, see how I'm using this island? I can just lob shells over this thing. Now, I'm always, you know, of course I tell you to look at the guns. Keep an eye on those guns, because those guns will turn and can shoot you. So be aware of that. But it is a great position. You just shoot over and farm this guy's now down. But kind of look where the Leon is. He's kind of just sitting there. I think he got beached, but no, he's moving. But he's taking a lot of damage, and unfortunately, I'm not looking at him right now because I'm so busy focusing on getting the damage on this Gneiss now. Because it's easy damage for a tier 6. Easy damage. So if you're grinding a tier 6 tech ship, get your ship here. A Pensacola, a Dallas, any ship, any tier 6 cruiser will work right here. A Dallas even better, you can get a little closer and just keep spamming it all over. Now, the Leon does pick up, but we'll see his health very soon. Because he's going to pass in front of me. And this is a prime position for if you're in a tier 6 cruiser, if you have a mines, if you put a mines here, that's even better. Because you're in a perfect position to go for the reinforcements. Get another fire. And you know, I'm up to 80,000 now. Here we go, look at the Leon. He is healing, but he's at 10,000 health. So he lost in like 7 minutes. He lost most of his health. That's not a great sign, buddy. That's not a good sign. Now, our Gallant's doing an amazing job.
Attention, main task complete. Retreat to the designated area.
Now, I know I don't, because, and you know how I always say never go by? Look, this is where I was like, oh boy. Because we got a Cleveland, our Hipper, and our Bismarck are all in the channel. All in deep in the... And Leon's here, and I'm like, I need his support. He's still healthy, he can come help me. But you'll see what he does, and you see our ships are just kind of sitting there. And I'm like, oh boy. But my positioning is phenomenal. I can't go out there. I can't. I have no choice. I have to stay in the bay. But I position myself in a way where I can kill the DD. I'm going to draw the fire, fight the DD, and try to secure that, you know, do not enter haven. But that's a very hard one because the team's so out of position right now. I know I'm being aimed at. I know it's the Fuso, so I speed up. And there's the DD shooting at me. Okay, two's aiming at me now. So I just get into a position where... And it's like, I do decide to kind of push out. But then I decide to throttle back in. Because I thought the Leon was coming. But you see the Mach 3... The ships are coming out of the bay now. At this point, I know they're going to come out. I just gotta hold and wait. I just gotta, this is where I'm like, okay, slamming in reverse. Just buy time for him, just buy time. And like the Nuremberg will cross the line, so we're gonna lose the Do Not Hate Inner Haven. So that's unfortunate. But you've got to have a ship up there before the 12-minute mark. Now I do pick up the T-22.
Enemy destroyer foundered.
Now I just decide to let it burn because 30 seconds on a fire isn't too bad. It's gonna help my reload. I pop Hydro because of course Torp. One Torp's gonna put me out of action. And there we go, losing the Do Not Hit Inner because of the Nuremberg.
Reconnaissance reporting.
But you see where the Leon's just kind of sitting there, just doing not much. But our Macri has finally, you know, came up. He's coming up to help. So great, that's awesome. I need his gunpowder. Now, I could shoot the Nuremberg, but I want this DD gone because he's in my smoke firing penalty range. So, and he's the biggest threat for me. So, now the Leon does steal that kill, but it was like, I did all the work on that guy. I'm up to 102,000. So if I was to die now from the Fuso, I'd be happy. But, you know, I'm just kind of going back and forth, throttling, just doing my usual. Of course, I beached, unfortunately. Not the best position, but... And I realized, okay, the Macri's here. Great, okay, he can help. And the Macri's just a great team player. Mr. Phil L. You see, he's a lot popping his smoke. He's popping his smoke. The guy pops the smoke for me. I don't know if that was for him or to help farm the Fuso down, but I can use that smoke to my advantage. And I decided to move forward just a little bit so I can break contact. Now see, since I'm in that detection range now, I can shoot undetected now. Because he's outside my smoke range, my firing penalty. And I have my spotter plane he pops so I can at least see him now. Now he does go undetected, but I get a fire. So he's still burning. And the Hipper's coming. The Leon is, like I said, he's just kind of just sitting there doing, you know, his own thing. But I'm trying to help our cruiser, our DD here, because I know I'm going to need his help. There goes the cruiser. Now I switch back. Now you can see the shells coming on me. They just miss me. There goes the Macri's Torp. It's great. And I decide to push up. I've got the Bismarck coming up. I've got the Hipper. I got support now.
Spotter destroy.
And then it's like, okay, I'm just going to try and load AP. Put some AP into this Fuso here. I can already tell the Torps are going to kill. I can already tell the Torps will kill. I just want to secure the kill. Because he's going to take Torp. No doubt about that.
Third enemy reinforcement party is approaching.
Just got to get him down enough so the Torps do kill him. And the gate, and then Macri picks him up. Now, you know, I mean, we're, what, 13 minutes in, and I still got like half my health. That's still pretty good.
Acknowledged.
And I think that's the Hipper. No, that's the Bismarck. Now, Bismarck's kind of just taking way too much time. Now, the Gallant and the Cleveland have, you know, picked up the two cruisers. And the Gallant's coming out to help, finally, on the second wave. I switched to the Gade because I want to help my DD. I want to help the DD kill that DD so he can get in there. But if you play a battleship, you definitely want to be where I wasn't a cruiser. You can be out here tanking, doing your job. It allows you to get in there. And if you're going through like where the Bismarck went, you know, take a higher position up. You can go north and take care of those guys up north. It's literally positioning. And you know, I'm just wiggling and ducking because I know one Fuso shell is going to put me out of action. or one good one, so I gotta be careful. You see the Macries opening up, our Gade's getting in there. The Hipper's finally shooting his shells. Bismarck, our battleships were really out of position. That's why I'm always stressing, you know, you gotta pick these targets ahead of time. And know the spawn times. Now I know there's gonna be another wave in about 30 to about a minute. So I'm aware of that. I'm helping. I know we gotta get that DD down, or that cruiser down, so my DDs can torp. So I'm literally just putting everything on him to help my DDs. And you know, 1,000 hits every now and then. It's not great, but it's not fantastic. But it helps. Every shell hits. Means. Now I know they're gonna pick it up, so I switch to the Fuso. Yep, Macri picks up the Aoba, so first shell sets a fire. So and you can see all those Gade torps Gallant torps going in. He's already single fired them. I don't think the Hipper knows he only has 6K torps, but you'll just see these Gallant torps just come in. There's the Gallant. The Gallant is getting all those torps. He did an amazing job on those torps. Amazing job. You can just see them. The Gallant picks up the kill. Great. Excellent job for him. Now I load AP and just to hit the sides. Because I know the AP is still pretty good. You know, almost 3,000 damage. Not bad. And I know I can Citadel the Nern. It's just about getting that angle. And I do pick up. I do get a Citadel for 1,000.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
But like, you know, 164,000 in a tier 6. That's pretty good. Like I say, if you can crack 100,000 in a tier 6 in operations now, that's pretty good damage. If you can crack anything higher than that, great, amazing. But you always want to strive for 100,000 in a tier 6. That's just, you know, the absolute must. Now at this point, you know, everyone's alive. Everyone's alive. But look at the Leon. He is not budged from in there. It's just, it mind boggles me. It was just like, how? And I'm saying GG, we did a great job. Everyone lived.
Commander. Well done, Commander.
And I comp my DDs, because they did amazing jobs.
Task complete.
And that's a solid, you know, 4 stars. It's not bad. But it could have been 5 stars. But that's how to pull up a solid 4 star.